Howdy, welcome to Rauta's Quick Indie 5. By quick I mean 4 of these 5 reviewable ones. Here are MCDs or demos, only one full length. As usual, let's go in alphabetical order. So these 5 releases are all from different places of the world, of various styles. I could say it's mostly death and black metal oriented, well, dominated in a way, but not purely that. But first, let's start with a one-man project called Azketem. This is a German black metal release, well, featuring only one member, and it seems like this band doesn't even have more releases out than only this one and some other one. So it's a relatively new project in the game, and well, this would be an MCD if this was not a demo. However, this one is released via a label, so technically speaking this could be either of the mentioned styles. Now, this is black metal in the 1990s ways. It starts with a rather useless intro, not bad, but to be honest doesn't really bring extra value for this one, and then starts riffing. This could be very much related to 1990s, the Nordic black metal ways. Pretty basic stuff, easy listen, somewhat raw, homemade kind of production, really good raspy vocals, and songs that are very, very easy to listen to and to enjoy to some degree anyway. Now, the only thing here is, this doesn't really, expand on the given genre. So once you have really gone through dozens or even hundreds of different black metal ones operating the 1990s Nordic black metal ways, well, this is just yet another chapter to that, but not really expanding or bringing anything new to the game. For fans of the given style, well, this is kind of a sure step to take, but I guess this is still a work in progress. Well, given it's a demo, I think it's only a kind of a foreplay of what's to come. Azketem so far definitely worth checking out. Then we go to Finland with a band called Obscure Fate. This is Raven's Call, a 4-track demo. This is also CDR release. Well, that wasn't actually CDR, but there are others that will be. And this comes in a slipcase version. Now, it seems like this band started already around 2008 or so, but it took a few years for the band to actually kind of transform into the current state, which in more or less happened in around 2020 or so. And actually it was 2021 when the first release came out, as far as I know, and this is the second of them, featuring 4 tracks of melodic death metal. Some would say just melodic metal, but to be honest, there are kind of death metallic parts, especially with the kind of growling vocals. There are also clean ones, which then again takes this whole demo to a little bit different direction. But one could say it's a kind of a Finnish melodic death metal meeting with a Swedish melodic death metal one. That is, there's a lot of so-called Gothenburg style, the bands like Dark Tranquility, In Flames and the like, and then a little bit of Sentenced thrown into the mix. Kind of easy to listen to, but let's be honest about it. The production is quite weak. It really sounds like it's been recorded in someone's, I don't know, living room or garage. It's not bad, but yeah, the kind of requirements for sounding good nowadays is very, very different than some 25 years ago. Vocals, the clean ones, are just kind of okay-ish. It's not like they are technically bad, but they're lacking something really, really magical. The growly vocals are pretty basic and they do their job, but there is nothing special about it. The songwriting is very, very basic given the genre, not annoying, but not exactly great either. So I would say quite a mediocre release. But there is potential with this band, so why not check it out in case you're up for the genre. Then we have a band called Owlk, which is an interesting release for a couple of reasons. This is also a one-man operated project, and the style here is something like what could be called a combination of post-metal and black metal. So it wouldn't be too far-fetched to say this is kind of a post-black. Not the post-black in ways that bands like Hurricane for the Sky do it, but more like combination of, well, post-metal stuff, you know, being instrumental and all, and the kind of riffs which are post-rock, post-metal related. But then you have also a strong background with black metal, which comes up as a sinister and dark ways of creating the riffs. It's actually a pretty good combination, to be honest. Way better than when I would expect it to be. But the lack of vocals kind of proved that this album would need another layer of something. Maybe more synthesizers. Maybe more something operating around the percussion sector. You know, for example, some of my favorite post-metal bands are so great because their drummer kind of steps up, you know, because there is no vocals and there is only usually like bass and vocals, having kind of a dynamics. And this one is lacking. The drumming is not bad, but it's supposed to be so much more than just, you know, the basic metal drumming, if you get my drift. What is interesting is that there is only one track, but there is, technically speaking, 6 songs which are put into one track. And the reason is this, which I totally can respect, that the band, or actually the songwriter, wanted to have those songs listened in their certain order. So you can't really randomize or shuffle the deal here. You are kind of forced to listen to that one song, well, one track with 6 songs as this. So there it is. Interesting choice. Not bad. It's actually more on the good side, but not really great either. Now the best of this pile could possibly be this one. I think this is my favorite if I really had to pick one. It's Warside from France with the MCD called The Enemy Inside. Now this is also something that was originally, I guess, released as self-financed version, and that's maybe the reason why this one is CDR version of the deal here. This is modern death metal. Very, very aggressive, mostly fast tempo, but not truly all that. And this is so ass-kicking in its aggression and violence that it's kind of almost like hardcore-ish. A little bit crantastic, but mostly just modern death metal. That is to say, the sound is super strong and super heavy. It might be even too polished for those who just worship old school death metal and can't stand anything more modern than that. Now there is a little bit of technical seasoning in the songwriting, just enough to kind of, you know, stand out from the more, well, grindier parts, and ones that could be saying like, yeah, they're kind of hardcore riffs just put into death metal ways. But I must say, I like this. I like the combination that this is really fierce, aggressive, heavy as hell, and coming all over on your face, pounding and, you know, all the way to a bloody pulp. One thing that is missing is could be a little more catchier and memorable, but even with that, it's still a strong MCD. Looking forward to see where this band goes with a full-length album. Now there is only this and a single out as far as I know, so looking forward what the band has in question when it's time to do a full-length album. Last but not least, definitely not least, is a band from Italy, Wendol. This is also demo, technically speaking, and also a one-man project. There's one track which starts, is as an intro. Then there is one cover by Wendell Volland from France, and 2 tracks of band's own making. So it's basically like 2 tracks demo with an intro and a cover. Yeah. And there is a strong statement of being not NSBM. I think this is mentioned here because of Wendell Volland had in the past some NSBM thing going on before they changed into something else. And because Wendell is basically like paying homage to French black metal and Wendell Volland even more than that, I think that is mentioned here to kind of emphasize we're not, or I am not an NSBM band, even though there is this connection to that. Now music-wise, this is a quick, big and quick nod to French black metal scene, because the style with this melodic, raw and somewhat melancholic black metal is definitely exactly that. One could say there's a level of Satanic Warmaster kind of sound, but then again, Satanic Warmaster has always been more or less into French black metal as well, so one could say circle is complete with this kind of stuff. Now, Italy has never been my favorite when it comes to black metal. In my opinion, there are not really good black metal bands as such, so these kind of exceptions are nice to have. However, Wendell doesn't really take it to a whole new level with its kind of a raw and melodic black metal, so it's more like nice and decent release rather than wow, mind-blowing thing, but definitely worth listening to. So all in all, 4 MCDs / demos and 1 full-length album, and in my opinion they're pretty much all worth listening to. If I had to pick a winner, it would be Warside, and if I had to pick the loser of this pile, it would be this Obscure Fate, because it's the most demo-ish releases of the whole pile. So you know what to do. Links are provided except for Wendol, which doesn't really have links. There was a kind of a statement with the letter that came with it that there are no links, you will find if you will. So that's it from Rauta. Take care and check out some of those bands. I hope you will find them listenable and enjoyable. Until next week, take care and bye bye.